Welcome back to the channel. I'm Teph, and today we're going to do an unboxing of Magic the Gathering's March of the Machines. I received the draft booster box of Magic the Gathering set March of the Machines for my birthday. I decided to share, all the treasures that I find with everyone, and so you will find out what I'm getting as I do. So I'm going to show every rare or mythic I pull out, put it in a pile. I'm going to speed that up in the background as I explain everything that I found, show you all my counts at the end, and even give you a total value of all the cards I received that are worth over $1. I'm using the market prices from cardsphere.com, and also all these values are as of May 8th. We buy cards here and there. The last time we bought a box to unpack for fun was Adventures in a Forgotten Realm. So it's been a minute or two since we've gotten some new cards. There's a little insert that comes in the top of your box to give you some ideas of what the set includes. And there's 3 new mechanic style things for the set: Battles, Incubate, and Backup. Before we start reviewing the cards and tallies, there is a subset inside this set called Multiverse Legends. They even have a different symbol for the set. And what it says here is they are reprints of legends of past expansions. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what kind of artwork we're going to see. Is it going to be the typical card or extended art? So this is going to be exciting to see what kind of things we can get into this too. Here are the official results of my opening. I received 6 total mythic rares, 12 foil cards. 2 of those foils are rares. Non-basic lands, I received 18. Now here's something cool. Basic lands, I got 5 normal basic lands, and what do you know, 1 of each color, and 13 full art basic lands. And these are really cool. I remember way back in Zendikar, those were really highly sought after, and now being able to easily get some nice looking lands, that is pretty cool. Cards over $1, I received 16 of those. Here is all the cards I received from these 36 packs that are worth over $1 in no particular order. I may mess up some of the pronunciations, but I mess that up all the time. First, Skithrix, the Blight Dragon. It's a mythic rare. It is a 4/4 creature with flying and infect. It has pay 1 black. Skithrix, the Blight Dragon, gains haste until end of turn, and pay 2 black and you can regenerate. Next is Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite, a 4/7 creature with vigilance. Other creatures you control get +2/+2. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-2. This is one of I think the highest value card I received. It is called Urabrask. It's a 4/4 creature. This is also a flip card, mythic rare. With first strike, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this card deals 1 damage to target opponent. Add 1 red mana. Pay a red, exile this card, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery and only if you've cast 3 or more instants and or sorcery spells this turn. The Great Work. Okay, this is one of those sagas, which is cool. First step, the Great Work deals 3 damage to target opponent and each creature they control. Wow. Next turn, create 3 treasure tokens, so there's more mana for you. And then third turn, until end of turn, you may cast instant and sorcery spells from any graveyard. If a spell cast this way would be put into a graveyard, exile instead. Exile the Great Work, then return it to the battlefield front face up. Next is Thalia and the Gitrog Monster, 4/4 legendary creature with first strike and death touch, also a mythic rare. You may pay an additional land on each of your turns. Nice. Creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control and the battlefield tapped. And whenever Thalia and the Gitrog Monster attack, sacrifice a creature or land, then draw a card. And I also received a mythic battle called Invasion of Ravnica. It's a siege battle with 4 defense counters. It has, when Invasion of Ravnica enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls that isn't exactly 2 colors. And on the flip side, whenever you cast a spell that's exactly 2 colors, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a card that's exactly 2 colors from among them, and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Here's one of the foil rares I received, Ozolith the Shattered Spire. And wouldn't you believe it, I got the normal card too. So this is one where I actually have the real normal and the foil. And it is a legendary artifact where if one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Pay 1 colorless and green tap, put a 1/1 counter on target artifact or creature you control, or activate only as a sorcery, and cycling of 2. Ancient Imperiosaur, 6/6 creature with Convoke, so that can make some of that 5 colorless get lower. Trample and Ward 2, and it enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it for each creature that convoked it. Breach the Multiverse. Each player mills 10 cards. For each player, choose a creature or planeswalker card in that player's graveyard, put those cards onto the battlefield under your control, and each creature you control becomes a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. City on Fire. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage instead. Hoarding Broodlord. Convoke, Flying. When Hoarding Broodlord enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, exile it face down, then shuffle. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may play it. Spells you cast from exile have Convoke. Another battle, Invasion of Gobakhan. When Invasion of Gobakhan enters the battlefield, look at your target opponent hand. You may exile a non-land card from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 colors more to cast. Let's see what happens. It turns into an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature that attacked this turn. Sacrifice this card. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Invasion of Ikoria. Another battle. So this is when Invasion of Ikoria enters the battlefield, search your library and or graveyard for a non-human creature card with mana value X or less and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle. It turns into Zilortha, Apex of Ikoria, an 8/8 legendary dinosaur. This thing looks like Godzilla, except bigger. And it's got reach, of course. It's tall enough that you can't fly over it. It also has, for each non-human creature you control, you may have that creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. Rona, Herald of Invasion. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, untap Rona, Herald of Invasion. Tap to draw a card, then discard a card. Pay 5 colorless and either 1 black or 2 life and transform this card. Activate only as a sorcery. This turns into Rona, Tolarian Obliterator, a 5/5 legendary Phyrexian wizard with trample. Whenever a source deals damage to Rona, that source's controller exiles a card from their hand at random. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield under your control. Otherwise, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Sea Devil. This is an instant blue card. This spell cannot be copied. Choose one. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you may choose both. Copy target spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. And or create a token that's a copy of target creature. And finally, Tribute to the World Tree. It's a green enchantment that only costs 3 green. That's pretty good. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. The total value of cards I received at a market value over $1 is $101.11. So thank you for watching this unboxing of Magic the Gathering's March of the Machines Draft Boosters. That was a pleasure. It was very fun. I'd love to do this again. So please like and subscribe below and leave a comment down below what your favorite card that you received from this set. Thank you and have a wonderful day.